Go kick a tree. I promise it won't kick you back like the law does. You already know family law is one of the most contentious areas of the law due to the close personal nature of the issues, right? Well, nothing makes tensions flare more than issues regarding custody of children. As a family law and divorce attorney, I get questions from people about what happens if a parent violates the parenting plan and doesn't turn over a child when they're supposed to, or doesn't bring back a child from parenting time when they're supposed to. These are both super serious situations. You'll learn about them in the next couple of minutes. So during a divorce or a legitimation or other custody case, a child custody agreement or parenting plan is developed between the parties to dictate at what times each party has custody of the minor child. Massive problems arise when one or both parents do not follow a custody agreement and deny custody to the other party, or take the child out of the state of Georgia, or keep the child longer than their permitted amount of time. And I'm not just referring to a father failing to return a child to the mother. This also happens when mothers don't turn over their children to the father for his parenting time too. I don't want you to think I'm being gender-centric on this crime, okay? So when this happens, criminal charges can be filed for interference with child custody. Yes, it's a crime for a parent to interfere with the other parent's right to their time with the child or children. Some people refer to this interference with custody as parental kidnapping, but the main difference is that parental kidnapping requires that the child is taken against their will. Interference with child custody does not require this. Child can go willingly with the parent, and it can still be a crime of interference with child custody. It's a crime even if the child wants to stay with that parent. There is also interstate interference with child custody, which occurs when a parent takes the child outside of the state of Georgia without legal authority to do so, or if they keep the child in another state beyond the time they were legally allowed to have that parenting time with the child. Now, let me tell you about a case I had years ago. After a divorce, a father had parenting time on alternating weekends and was due to bring the children back to their mother on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. The mother had a nanny living with her who typically received the children, got them inside the house, etc. Well, one Sunday evening, the father knew that the mother wasn't home, and he would not let the children get out of his van unless the mother herself came outside to receive them, something that the nanny had done many times with no issues, no hesitancy at all on the part of the father. But this time was different because the father knew that the mother wasn't there and wanted to mess with her. So the father refused to let the kids out of the van and go into their home. He drove off with the kids. In that act, he committed the crime of interference with child custody. The police were called, and he was subsequently arrested and charged with that crime of interference with child custody. And the reason he was charged with this crime is because he knowingly, deliberately, and intentionally kept the children from their mother's care and custody without legal authority to do so. His time with them ended at 9 o'clock on Sunday evening, and he literally went to the home and then turned around and left with the kids. So the first two times that a parent commits the act of interference with child custody, those crimes are charged as misdemeanors. The courts will typically impose a fine, but could also impose a term of imprisonment for several months. If it happens a third time, from that third time forward, fourth and fifth, if it keeps happening, they are charged as felonies, and they carry a very stiff fine and a potential imprisonment of 1 to 5 years. Although the example I just gave you was a father interfering with custody, mothers also do this too, and they can be arrested as well. So what's the takeaway from this story and video? Don't mess with your children's other parents' custody and parenting time, or you could suffer severe criminal consequences, including fines and imprisonment, and in some cases, a reduction of your allowed parenting time, or even a flip of custody to the other parent, or perhaps even the termination of your custodial rights. And most importantly of all, you're messing with your child's right and their need to have quality time with both parents. Look, I get it. Relationships fall apart, they come off the rails, and sometimes people really want to poke at each other. But don't risk harming your children's sense of wholeness in their relationship and their bonding with both parents, and don't risk getting yourself in trouble with the law. Go kick a tree. I promise it won't kick you back like the law does. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click subscribe, like, follow, and turn on the alerts so that you'll get notified when we post our newest videos. Please share these videos and leave some comments, ask us questions, and tell us what other topics you'd like for me to talk about. Join our Facebook group at Georgia Divorce and Custody for even more information. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.